All right, guys, I think it's time to finally tidy up the place. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. It is November 28th. It's first thing in the morning. It's around 9, 10 o'clock. That's not first thing in the morning. What am I even talking about? But anyways, so I'm actually at work right now, and I am excited to get off work because I want to work on this baby. I was thinking about, man, right now I got the core support off. As you know, I'm going to be putting that back in, but I'm really, every time I look at this thing, it just looks so easy to just take out. So I'm either planning on, most likely just going to take off my intake manifold because I have another plenum spacer. So it's a 3-piece manifold. You have your lower section, then your mid plate, which is right here. It's the chrome part right there. I have them different colors, and then you have your top portion. So you're able to get middle portions, just stack them, you know, if you're, you know, custom like that, if you like to mess around with things like that. And so I thought I could at least take this off and then clean the back side of my firewall and the inner part of my engine bay, and maybe relocate the battery. I don't know, like I'm just feeling it, guys. So before I go and I start working on the hatch, you know, everybody's got a job. Hopefully you guys have a really good job. I'm pretty blessed because I work for my parents and I pump concrete. I've been doing it about 11 years now. This is my dad's setup, but I work on all the trucks. I'm also the shop manager. And so today I call it battery season because we're getting into winter, and you know, these have like dual battery setups on each truck, like this Dodge, this Duramax, that Dodge over there. I got that one running because I've had to jump them all off this morning. So I get to go and go to Advanced Autos and test those batteries and find out which ones are wrong. And then, man, I gotta stay pumped, drink a lot of coffee, get some lunch, and start working on the hatch. And finally, I'm off work and I am ready to take off this intake manifold. So as I'm making this video, I was thinking, I remember about 4 or 5 years ago, I'm pretty sure that I made a video of how to take off an intake manifold, like an H22 manifold, off of a H22. But this one's in a Pacific, it's not a Prelude, and it's a lot different than like a stock manifold because I have like for example, I have a lot of things blocked off. Like I have this blocked off, I have that right here blocked off, but I'll still show you guys how to take it off and what tools to use and stuff. So let's get to it. So I would say to get the intake manifold off an H22 should take about no longer than 2 hours because it's fairly simple. You have your fuel injector plugs right here. So that's cylinder 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you have this plug on the back side of the intake manifold that reads temperature. And then I'm not running my idler control valve, and then I have a couple things blocked off. So this might be, you know, you might need some spare tools, you know, to take those things off. But then you have your map sensor, throttle positioning sensor. Then you have your throttle cable, which is a 12mm wrench. Also the intake manifold bolts, which are, hold on, let me turn my light on a little bit brighter so you guys can see. So just in between these fuel injector plugs, there's the bolts. So there's about 3, 4, or 5 of them on the top, and then 4 or 5 of them on the bottom. The bottom ones are kind of tricky to get to. And then you have your gas line that goes back to the tank right here. That's just a flat head for me. And then let's see, you know, you can keep the top portion of the manifold on, throttle body will stay on, but I'll take the piping off. And then, you know, you need, you know, some grippers right here to take this brake line for the brake. I guess it would be just like regular line that goes to the brake booster. So it's fairly simple. So like I said, you'll need, you know, a jack stand to jack the car up, then a pair of grippers, 12mm wrench, a 10mm wrench, and a flathead screwdriver, and maybe a couple other tools. So let's get it going. As Lucky Koska would say from Hot Rod Garage, going in, cover me. So now I'm underneath the car. I have jack stands on both sides of the subframe, holding this precariously. So you have to remove 4 bottom intake manifold bolts. And so for reference, like this is the oil pan, oil filter. Then there's 2 oil lines. There's one on this side, and just past that, if I get the angle of the dangle right on the light, you can see that there's a bolt on the right side of the screen in the center, right there. And then there's one right there. So that's 2 of them. And then on this side, there's one right there. And then one hidden behind this oil line right there. So take those 4 off, and then you're ready to pull off yourself an intake manifold. And voila, as if by magic, the intake manifold off my H22 is off. So I had to take the whole intake manifold apart to get it out of my Civic because the brake lines and everything hit on the back portion of the intake manifold. So 2 reasons I wanted to take this off is that I want to go and do another stack or another mid plate, so I can have 2 mid plates stacked on top of each other, so I have 1 more inch of plenum volume on my intake manifold, and then be able to run this on top and, you know, do a stage 1 port job, which is like opening up the runners and having a big runner versus 2 small ones. And 2 is that the back of my firewall is just super dirty and I just can't stand it anymore. So I definitely want to clean it all up and get the wiring that goes underneath my manifold figured out, and just, you know, get it looking nice in here, and just go to town with cleaning supplies and, man, just make it look nicer, more presentable. So I'm not going to do those things on this video. I'm going to do that another time, especially the intake porting, because I've done that. I must have did that like, I don't even know, 4 or 5 years ago. And doing another plenum spacer, that'll be supposedly makes more horsepower versus torque. So like the longer the runner you have, the more horsepower you make, and the shorter the intake runner, the more torque you'll make. So want to make more horsepower, not as much torque. So that's the idea. I've been using like a lot of finger quotes today, but that's yeah, I'm just excited. Got 1 more thing done. Still a lot more to come, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.